Hello student, myself Dr. Surekha B. Jaiswal, Head Department of Physics, Moreshwar College, Bhokardan, District Jalna. Today we will see Electrodynamics, paper number 16, course code number 302. Today's lecture contents are time varying field, Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, Lenz's law, Faraday's law in integral form, Faraday's law in differential form. Now see, time varying field, an electromotive force EMF cause the flow of charges from one point to another and produce electric current. And EMF is the energy supplied to an electric charge so as to make move. It is measured in joules per coulomb, and 1 joule per coulomb is volt. Now potential difference is the energy dissipated by charge passing through resistor. It is also measured in volts. Potential difference is measured in volts. So magnetic field associated with steady current are also static. On the other hand, when current varies with time, then it produces time varying magnetic field. Now electrostatic field produced due to stationary charges. Now stationary charges, here see, if positive charge takes place here and that is a negative charge, then what happens? The electric field radiates from positive charge and terminates towards the negative charge as shown in figure. See here, that start from positive charge and terminate towards the negative charge. And this field is defined as electrostatic field. If there is a charge, that is a positive charge, having velocity u, and that here shown by that arrow, it moving to, then what happen? It have uniform velocity u, then current I equal to minus dq by dt. Now this it is shown in here that I equal to, that is dq by dt equal to constant, means current is changes with respect to time. The varying field are non-conservative. Electric field and magnetic field are interdependent. Michael Faraday in 1831 performed simple experiments with a coil connected to galvanometer and a bar magnet. Figure shows he found that when magnet and coil both are at rest, then what happens? The galvanometer shows no deflection. See in figure, that is a magnet having two poles, north and south, and this is a coil. It's connected to galvanometer as shown in figure, that is a G. What happens? When both are magnet and coils are both are stationary or both are at rest position, then what happens? Galvanometer shows no deflection. If south pole of magnet, see in figure, that is a south pole, is moved towards coil, then what happens? The galvanometer shows deflection in one direction. But if the same magnet is moved away from coil, if this magnet is moved away from coil, then what happens? Galvanometer shows deflection in opposite direction. If the north pole facing magnet is taken, then the deflection observed above are reversed. If the magnet is kept stationary and coil is moved, the galvanometer shows deflection. The deflection in galvanometer depends upon relative speed between coil and magnet. If relative speed is 0, then galvanometer shows 0 deflection. In the above experiment, through there is not any battery in the circuit, there is deflection in by galvanometer and by neglecting the effect of Earth's magnetic field. Now Faraday also performed another experiment in which he had taken two coils like this. See in figure, that is a primary coil, that is a secondary coil. Both coils are placed close to each other. The first coil is connected with battery, switch, and rheostat in series, seen figure. Now, while another coil is connected to galvanometer, seen figure. This secondary coil is connected to galvanometer only. Now, Faraday found following observations like this. When switch is in primary is closed, in primary coil switch is closed, then what happens? Galvanometer shows momentary deflection in one direction, but when switch is open, then what happens? The galvanometer shows momentary deflection in opposite direction. If the current in primary is changed by rheostat, using that rheostat we can change the current, seen figure. Then what happens? The galvanometer shows deflection in secondary coil. Here important point is that the deflection depends upon rate of change of current rather the value of current. For example, if the current in primary decreases with fast speed, galvanometer shows greater deflection. On the other hand, if current in circuit increases but slowly, galvanometer shows small deflection. If switch is closed and constant current is flowing through primary, then galvanometer shows zero deflection. If constant current flow in primary and two coils are moved relative to each other, then galvanometer shows deflection proportional to their relative motion. In above experiment, the process by which galvanometer shows deflection is called electromagnetic induction. EMF generated in circuit is called induced EMF, and current generated in induced current. In this experiment, that is shown by the Faraday's first experiment, EMF in galvanometer is due to change in the flux lines due to relative motion between coil and magnet. In first case we have seen that is a relative motion between coil and magnet. In second experiment, the magnetic flux change is due to toggling of switch or change in current or relative motion between coils, so that this phenomenon is called electromagnetic induction. The process by which electromotive force is generated in closed loop due to time varying field is called as electromagnetic induction. Now see in Faraday law of electromagnetic induction, Faraday law statements is in a closed loop the magnitude of EMF induced is proportional to the rate of change of magnetic flux. Now induced EMF is directly proportional to d phi by dt, where E is induced EMF and phi b is magnetic flux. The induced EMF is proportional to how fast magnetic flux is changing in circuit, but not on whether magnetic flux is increasing or decreasing. Now Lenz's law, the direction of induced EMF is found by using Lenz's law. Statement of Lenz's law: the direction of the induced EMF is such that it opposes the cause which produces it. This opposition is represented by negative sign. Change in magnetic flux with time is the cause to produce induced EMF, and therefore induced EMF equal to minus d phi by dt. In SI unit, constant of proportionality is 1. If magnetic flux in the circuit increases, the induced EMF also produces current which tends to decrease the magnetic flux or vice versa. So induced EMF is called back induced electromotive force. The induced EMF does not oppose the magnetic field but oppose the change in it. When magnetic flux in the circuit decreases, the induced current due to induced EMF changes such that it opposes the decrease in magnetic flux. Now see in here, Lenz's law is not violating the law of conservation of energy, but total energy in this process is conserved. To understand this, consider figure. See in figure, in which bar magnet is moving towards solenoid. See here, that is a bar magnet having poles south and north. Now see here in figure, which bar magnet is moving towards solenoid, then magnetic flux is induced in the coil is such that induced N pole of solenoid, see here, that is N pole of solenoid and that is the south pole, in towards the north pole of magnet. So both magnet and solenoid repel to each other. Now when same magnet is moved away from the solenoid, then what happens? See in figure here, this magnet is moved away from the solenoid here, then induced magnetic flux is such that induced S pole of solenoid is towards N pole of bar magnet. So solenoid attracts the bar magnet such that they oppose the change. So in both process, induced EMF or flux is such that it opposes the changes. Now Faraday law in integral form. Using definition of electromotive force, we can write induced EMF E equal to closed integral of E into dl equal to minus d phi by dt. Now that is using the definition of induced EMF. As usual, the magnetic flux phi b is given the surface integral of magnetic induction B over a surface S. Then phi b equal to integral of B dot dA, where B is a magnetic induction. Using this value, we can write the Faraday law as induced EMF E equal to integral over closed surface E into dl equal to minus ddt of integral of B dot dA equal to minus integral of dabba by dabba t into dA. So induced EMF E equal to integral closed integral into dl equal to integral of dabba by dabba t into dA. The above equation is known as Faraday's law in integral form. B is known as magnetic flux density. It is measured in Tesla or Weber per meter. Faraday's law in differential form. Faraday's law in differential form can be obtained by converting line integral into surface integral using Stokes theorem, as induced EMF equal to integral over closed surface E into dl equal to integral over closed surface del cross E into dA, or integral over closed surface del cross E into dA equal to my integral of minus dabba by dabba t into dA. Since integral are equal, the integrand must be equal, and hence del cross E equal to minus dabba by dabba t. This is known as Faraday's law in differential form. Thank you.